we've got a 150 VIP scooter that won't run. We've included this to carburetor. We're going to go ahead and swap it out and show you how. Now the first thing you'll have to do is remove the seat. It's easy to do. Go ahead and pop it up. I've already removed them, but there's 2 screws right here and 2 in the back. You do not have to remove that piece right there. Once you remove the screws, it may be stuck, but you can close it and wiggle it loose and pull the whole case out of there. The first step's going to be removing your fuel lines. You shouldn't get anything out of them because it has a little fuel pump on it. Now if you need to replace the fuel filter before the pump, you will have to drain the tank, but I did that the other day while diagnosing it. Just clip them up out of your way. You have one at the very bottom too. That one's a little difficult to get to. You may have, you'll have to remove the carburetor first. Removing the throttle is simple. Go ahead and loosen this nut right here up. And then loosen the one behind it. Don't loosen them up too much because you don't want to lose your adjustment. Take the throttle, spin it around, and you should be able to just pull the cable on out of there. You need something to push it through. That's where a good pair of needle nose comes in. Go ahead and take this nut right here, the one in the front, all the way off. Now you should be able to pull it on through. Now snap back in place. I know I just had it all the way out of there. Now simply pull. Throttle is removed. You pull it through the slot. Go ahead and tighten that nut back up for now so you don't lose your adjustment on the other one. Just fish it out of the way. Now I've already removed it back. I didn't bother to put it back on while I was diagnosing this one. I've actually had this one all the way off. The one that came with it was not designed to be taken apart, so I couldn't clean it, and for 30 bucks I was able to get a new carburetor and a new intake boot, so right off Amazon. So all new pieces going on here. There is a spot up here where the electronic choke clips in. Now this one actually, while it was sitting, a rat had got in here and ate these, chewed through these. I redid them while I was trying to diagnose this, but it doesn't matter because that all comes with the new carburetor. Now that that's off and you've loosened up your boot, you should be able to, it's a little bit tight, push the air intake down, pull it out. And now you can get to that bottom hose. You get it off too. And there you have it. There's the old carburetor. As you can see here, normally you would be able to take the bowl off right here, but from the factory they pop the tops off. There's no removing that unless you want to drill them out and re-tap them. And for 30 bucks, you can just replace it. we've got the new one right here. Comes with all new stuff. Now this one actually comes with a few adjustment screws. It's a drain for the right there. I'm not going to mess with none of that though. I shouldn't need to. Let's go ahead and replace that boot while we're in here. These are 10 millimeters right here, so if you can find your 10 millimeter socket, shouldn't be too hard to replace this. They are studs sticking up. Sweet. There's the old one. Look how chalky. Nice and clean in there. The new one does come with a new O-ring. I'm going to go ahead and actually put this on the carburetor so I'm not fighting to get it in place afterward. Okay, actually I'm going to pop this back off. Because it is fighting with me trying to get it all together at once, so we'll go ahead and just put that on by itself. I'll just have to wrestle to get the carburetor back in there. Maybe I'll leave it a little loose. In fact, that's what I'll do. We'll go ahead and now that we've got that in place, push the carburetor on. It'd been nice to leave it on there, but why fight with it? More than you have to. It is a nice tight fit on this new one. But there she is. Whew. I did manage to get the wire underneath there despite my best efforts, but here we are. Alright, now that's in place, we go ahead and get the air filter on there too. Bam. That's all hooked up. We'll go ahead and put the 10 millimeters on this. Get it re-secured before we go any further. Something I hadn't accounted for was the flange built onto this nut is rubbing the rubber. So I took it off and examined it. It looks like it won't be in the way. It's just rubbing it just enough to make it a little tighter than you'd want it while putting it on. This one actually came with all the new hoses right through here, so we'll just hook this one up right here. And we'll go ahead and just remove this old cluster. I have a little bit of slack on this, so I'm going to cut off where it was before so I can get a nice fresh bite on there. It looks like getting the fuel line on is going to be the fun part. Let's go ahead and secure this thing to the air breather so it's not moving on me. sure your band is nice and straight. Pull it, might be easier to pull it up at a slight angle so you can clear all your wiring. We'll go ahead and secure the carburetor into the intake. Actually seems to have tried to pull out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we might as well go ahead and plug this in right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and hook up the throttle, since it was in the way while trying to hook up the fuel line. Hooking it up's the same as taking it off. Go ahead and loosen that up, feed it through the slot, retighten it. Pull your rubber out the way. You should be able to just take it, push the throttle all the way in. Or not. This is where having a third hand would really come in helpful, but not totally necessary. Alright. Go ahead and resecure your nuts. Secure your nuts. You can see the throttle working good. Good response. Got a little bit of adjustment there. I'm going to leave it as is. Now, last thing's that fuel line, which is a real bear down inside of here. Trying to get your fingers in there. I'm actually going to take a screwdriver and just flare this end out. I cut the old end off because it was a little gnarly looking. There we go. Now I should be able to get it on there pretty easy. Oh, that's much better. Alright, it went right on that time. The end flared. And the carburetor not jiggling around. Let's go ahead and get the clip on there. Yeah, the clip is a nice tight fit, but it's on there. Alright. Well, that's everything. Alright. Shoes a little bit stubborn cranking, but that's because the fuel filter had to prime the new carburetor. But listen to that baby purr. Oh, sweet. After you've re-secured your wiring, go ahead and just make sure everything's tight. Double check all your work before you close it all off. But I'm good to go. Let's go ahead and put the seat back on and take it for a ride. Alright, the seat's back on. I mentioned the 4 screws. I forgot there is 2 studs and nuts right here you'll also have to secure or take off, depending on if you're taking it off or putting it back on. Now that it's running, I'm just going to idle it down a little bit. You can do that by adjusting the screw right here, counterclockwise to go down some, or clockwise to idle it up some more. That sounds about right there.